that talk, George. Turn them up.
You are now tuned in to the George White the Speaker Show.
Yeah, that's real.
Turn them up, George. Welcome to the George White the Speaker Show. It's big dog season. It's pressure season. And I'm your host. Talk that talk, George. And I got a big dog who stopped by today and talk that talk with me. And I'm talking about 11-year MEA vet. I'm talking about Hillside, Illinois' very own Tennessee State alumni, a guy who persevered through adversity in opposition. 2018 NBA All Defense First Team, 2012 First Team All OVC, two-time Second Team All OVC, and 2010 All Newcomer Team. I'm talking about the OG, the big dog, 33, Robert Covington. What up, my brother? Big dog.
What's up, baby? Appreciate you for having me, man.
No, man, thank you for joining me, man. Like I say, I love people to hear me talk that talk. I want other people to see other big dogs out here who able to talk that talk, man, and allow people to hear your story, your testimony, and how you became who you are and what you are, big dog.
Yeah, I appreciate you for having me. My story in itself is a journey, bro.
I know it. And listen, big dog, be honest with you. You remind me of one of them cats, man. I know we ain't never met in person, but you one of them cats, man, that it don't matter what happened to you. No matter if it raining, sleeting, snowing, what adversity, opposition you face, you got that dog in you, man. You gonna go hard regardless.
And I ain't gonna stop because ain't nobody gonna stop me. I've been told for my whole life, it's a lot of downplaying things that could be very, very distraught and very disturbing to a lot of people. And people could sit up here and take and let it affect them, but not me. I done been through countless situations that people it's hard to bounce back from, but I'm standing 10 toes down and literally attacking everything on head on.
Facts. So let's jump into your personal journey and motivation, man. Like, what was some turning point in your life that shaped you to be who you are today?
Man, one of the biggest turning points was my stepdad coming to my life. For one, when I was a young kid, growing up in inner city Chicago, wasn't always the best, wasn't always, the kid that I am today, young man I am today. My pops came in my life and he really molded me into the young man that I am, gave me a lot of different values, morals, helped me break a lot of cycles on, one side of my family that, really helped me grow up. And then my little brothers is what really took me to that threshold. So I had a real hard conversation with my parents. At that time, I was 7 when my brother came in the world, and basically 9 is when like it really started to hit for me. Cause my mom said my brothers was going to literally my brother at the time was going to literally mirror me. He was going to watch everything. So she didn't like the way I was going. She didn't like the path I was going down. So they gave me 2 options. You either get your act together or we're gonna send you away to boarding school. I'm in 3rd grade. So that just shows like, I wasn't always a model citizen and individual, but I had when you're dealing with just you and your mom, and a lot of situations, once you come in and a male figure's come in and change your life, it's like it's hard for you to accept that. And so, I eventually did. I eventually did and got to a point where it's the best thing that ever happened to me because it helped me break a lot of traumas that was in there. Of course, you always had that family trauma that just lingers. It lingers to a certain degree, but man, he was one of the biggest turning points. And then my dad moving us out of the inner city of Chicago to the suburbs, Bellwood. That was really the turning point. That gave me a fresh start, a chance to like really try and do something different compared to what I was accustomed to seeing. So, moving out there was one of the biggest blessings also. And then at that time, my younger brother was born too. So, you know, the gift of them and the new opportunity, that's what really, molded me and gave me the opportunity. I want everybody knows that I'm big on family. Like I'm super big on family. And without them, I would not be where I'm at today.
Man, listen, big dog. you touched me with that part when you spoke about the stepfather, because I have 3 kids. I have a 21-year old, I have a 13-year old, and I have an 8-year old. Well, 9-year old. The 21 and the 13-year old is not mine by blood, but you can't tell because I show love, and I'm who they needed, man. The sins of the father get passed down to the third and fourth generation. With one reach, one teach, and God put me in position to be a father to them, to keep them from making bad mistakes. To break generation cycles and curses. Especially, the oldest son didn't have a father. I didn't come into his life until he was 11, so he down there a preteen, and I'm trying to
Right.
become a father without having a father. But I don't make excuses. I make resorts. So, as much it's just because I have a father, I gotta put that work in and understand what it takes to be a father. And
Yeah.
and I take this father thing, I take the thing serious, man, because I ain't had my father growing up. And I grew up in the projects my whole life. I'm the youngest out of three. You can't tell because I'm 6'3", 6'4". So uh I know survival. But I told my wife and my kids, I don't want to live off survival. I want to live off love.
Right.
So that's why I said when you said that growing up in the inner city of Chicago, I know that's not easy for you, man. A lot of people don't make it out the shot, not the inner cities.
Nah. Nah. We like I said, my real pops was around, in and out since I was till I was 18, and it just I seen cycles that was not healthy, and we fell out over a situation, not being there for me, and I was already at that threshold, um, and the situation that transpired was just the breaking point for me. Like we've already had our stints where we didn't talk to each other. Like I said, I've my real father I've talked to. Um, 4 times in the last, I'm about to be 34, 4 times in the last 16 years. The last time I actually said something to him was 2017. And as close as he is, I mean, as close as, we could have been, it's just a simple ego and pride. Um, but, I never hindered or never didn't have, I always said that that's my dad, but my stepdad is my father. Like, I don't call him nothing else
Come
because
on.
that's who raised me. And he came in my world and he didn't treat me no differently than he treated my other brothers. So he gave me that gift of seeing that, to stepping up, being a man. And, in my past situations, I've been a father figure. I'm a father now, and I take that light. I don't take that lightly at all. Like, my daughter and my children in the world, and it ain't even about just about my daughter. It's all of the children that's around me. Like, I treat them as if they're my own because that's the type of people that I'm around. Like, everyone's a tight knit family, and
Come on.
everyone comes with love. Like, my friends, my best friends, I don't call them friends. Like, they're legit brothers and sisters. So,
Mm-hmm.
and their children are my nieces and my nephews. Like, that's the type of camaraderie I'm around.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't take that role I don't take that role lightly at all because, like I said, I grew up in that.
Mm-hmm.
My foundation, it was a community. My mom raised me, my dad raised my grandmother. I had uncles, aunts, like other people that, when they was away from my family, I'm in the care of other people. It's like I come from that background of it takes a community to raise your children. And it's not
Facts.
just solely just on two people, it's a community because you get many different perspectives. And, I'm thankful that I got many different father figures in my life. It's not just my pops. Like I got other people that, I look to as father figures. And
Mm-hmm.
not just me, it's my brothers as well. So, that's very important in this society. And, for the
Mm-hmm.
situations and people that try to break that and try and create broke situations that, is not conducive to the children. It's like it's sad. Like I said, it could be so easy out here in the world,
Yeah.
but people just want to make things difficult. But for the men that actually step up and take on that responsibility, that role, that's a testament to them. That's just a testament to the character they have. And like I said, I applaud you for that because, like you said, you came in late. My pops came in at, I say 4, but they say 6. So he'd have been to me, he'd been in my life for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
But, come to find out, he's a friend of the family since I was born. So really he's known me my entire life.
See, that's a blessing
But
right there within itself, man. That's a blessing.
yeah,
You know.
it is. So it's a lot of dynamics that play a part in it. And like I said, that father figure is a very important role.
Mhm,
And I had one of the best. I had the example of what not to do and what to do. So I had the best of both worlds.
mhm,
It's a blessing and a curse. It would have
yeah,
been great to have both of my fathers in my life to that capacity. But I mean both, but it's just unfortunate that I wasn't. But I'm grateful for the lessons that happened. And at some point, like I do, because life is short. I
mhm,
do plan on having a conversation with my real father and just figuring out what happened. Like,
mhm,
as and that's just a maturity part on my part because I just kind of washed my hands with it, when I was in high school.
mhm,
And then in college, it was just like, it is what it is. And then in 2017 was the last time I spoke to him. All I just needed was an effort, and
mhm,
I didn't get that. So I mean, it's not a knock to him,
mhm,
but some people just it's hard for them. And I've learned that everybody don't learn or have that capacity or have that perfect example to learn from, understand. So I'm fortunate enough that I
mhm,
had a lot of great people around me that allowed me to actually learn from that and see that I came from a lot of love, and I love with love, not in
mhm,
any way, shape, or form. It's not just man dating, but it's also in friendships, it's in family, like it's in
mhm.
many different ways. And showing up as yourself to me is most important. So I'm thankful that, like I said, I had a great foundation of people that I learned from that, is still in the core of me. So
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
hate that some people don't get the opportunity that I have, and they don't learn the way I have. I've had to go through a lot of emotional healing, a lot of trauma, family history, a
And let's
lot
speak
of
on that.
different
Let's speak on
things.
that part.
Yeah,
And you just said something for not to mean to cut you off. You said emotional healing. So, man, this is a topic I want to speak about as well. Like when you say you had to go through that emotional healing, any trauma you had faced or any trials or error that could have affected you and being in the league, and being a father, being a son, how do having a career, how do you juggle that? Like how do you be intentional and say, okay, I got a career, I'm a father, you know,
it was hard to balance when I became a father. During the time of build up, um, you can't learn from certain situations until you go through them. And I didn't realize a lot of the stuff that was happening to me until 2019.
mhm,
Um, like I always said that, I was going to do X, Y, Z. Like I've been wanting to have this conversation with my real pops for over 6 years.
mhm.
Just was never the right timing for it because I wasn't prepared for it. I wasn't emotionally prepared for the response that I would potentially get. And I had to get to a place where I was accepting of that. And
Mhm,
what helped me with that is once I found Christ. I'm big now. I just got baptized almost a month ago, and that was a big turning point for me because I said that in 2019 I want to do this,
mhm,
and it's 5 years later. I went through my ups and downs of life and dealt with a lot. Dealt with loss. I dealt with, the situation that happened with my daughter's mother. Like I dealt with a lot of different things, a lot of different relationships that, emotionally affected me. And I'm at that breaking point. Well, not at that breaking point. I got to that breaking point where I had to do something that I knew was going to sit up here and prepare me for the next phase of my life. And that is where I'm at now. Like I've broken that mindset of why me
mhm,
to why me. And it's a crazy statement to say
mhm. Come on.
because that statement from victim
Mhm.
to victor.
Come on.
So, and not just with that, last few years of basketball, like it hasn't made sense to me either.
Mhm,
So juggling all of that, then all of the uncertainties, being told one thing and things not going away, and then dealing with that imbalance, like it's tough,
mhm,
and it affects your relationships that you probably be in, and move forward when you go have so much emotional built up that when you find good people, it's hard for you to trust people. So for
Mm-hmm.
me, I had to get to a place of I had to find that balance, and I had to just release because I was still holding on to certain things. I was still hurting to some hurt, some anger, but I had to fully release that in order for me to really, truly be where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
And it was based off of I was allowing other situations to dictate my moods. And as somebody that's very close to me sat up here and said that it's you allow people to affect your energy because you see the good in people, but you don't see them for who they are. Basically, people said that because I have such a big heart, I see the
Mm-hmm.
good in people instead of
Mm-hmm.
seeing who they are in front of you.
Come on.
And that is one of my biggest blessings and also my biggest curse because I don't like confrontation. I don't like
Mm-hmm.
conflict. I'm a problem solver. I'm a resolver in period. And if I haven't been that because I've been letting things affect my mood, like my current situation with basketball, but a number of things, relationships that, have come and gone and relationships now that I'm in, that I'm finding that perfect balance because I had to
Mm-hmm.
release. And I got great people around me that literally have been pushing me, pushing me, pushing me. And now I got to that threshold of where it's someone in front of me that's doing it. And I got a great example because they literally have literally done that.
Mm-hmm.
So for them to be the effective for me and them be so close to me now, like
Mm-hmm.
it's one of the most important people to me. So I view them as a very significant person. So I'm thankful for that. And then also, like I said, my family. My daughter is my biggest you know, my family is my biggest joy in everything that I do. So I'm just thankful that I can be able to finally let release all of that. And it took me to have to take that moment. I had to submit fully
Mm-hmm.
to, our Lord and Savior. And that's what for me, once I released all that, and it was hard to go through with it because it's like, all right, what's this gonna change? But it's like you can't worry about what it's gonna do because if you actively do everything that you have to do,
Come on.
it doesn't even matter. So, and I had a great example. I had somebody that's very close to me that, I'm very thankful that helped push me to that edge. And, my family's been right behind me. So, I held on to a lot of frustration because of the things that transpired from this year and last year. The last
Mm-hmm.
2 years have been very difficult um, because it's a lot of stuff that just could have been avoided. But things change, things happen, um, things happen, and I'm a big believer that everything happens for a reason. Everything that's done in the dark comes to light, and that's what I've realized is that I didn't understand certain things at that point in time, but I also wasn't looking. My mind wasn't as clear as it was during that time when it was going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't able to see fully all of the things that was going on because I was still harping and holding on to certain things. So once I was able to release that, I I'm walking in who I am now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Come
understanding
on.
of what my purpose is, and that is what I'm was fighting with, trying to figure out like what it is, because certain things had a hold on me, but when I let it go, now things started to flow in. Now my energy, now different energies start to be much better. So now all that negativity that's around, yeah, it's still gonna happen,
Mm-hmm.
but because I'm in a different place up here, and I've been working to get to a better place over the last 3 years, it's a process. It's a never ending process.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
And now,
never ending process, and really, it's not 3 years. It's really since COVID.
mm,
It's
that COVID
just
was a tough year though. That was a tough year for a lot of people.
COVID was a tough year. Um, I lost a lot of people. I lost a lot of people, not just from COVID, but from a number of different reasons. And I kept quiet about a lot of stuff. Like I've not been vocal about a lot of the things that have been happening. I've shared intimate with certain people and people that I could trust, and then some people I thought I could trust that it used against me. But all in all, right where I'm at now, the people that's closest to me are the best thing for me. And, I'm in a place where it's like, I'm not questioning what's going on. I'm not questioning where I'm at. I'm not questioning like when this gonna happen, when that's gonna happen. I always preach about being present, and I preach that
Mhm.
to everybody else. But wasn't taking my own advice. And
Mhm.
that was one of the biggest things. And I've had people that helped me show that. And so the people that believe in me, that push me and doing all the things that I'm doing, like I'm very thankful because the circle that I have is much tighter. And the
Mhm.
missing
Come on.
piece, and the missing piece is they're filling in. So now everything is falling directly in place. And now I'm the happiest I've been. Even though I'm not in a place where, no, this is the first time it's November 2nd. Normally I got a job right now.
Mhm.
It's not stressing me out
Mhm.
because I know God got something bigger for me.
Come on.
I know He got an opportunity waiting for me. It's just waiting for the right time. I'm not in that right time yet
Talk
because
to him, man.
He had to slow me down to let things pass me that was going to sit up here and try to bring me back to where I was.
Mhm. That you pray
Nah,
years together. Come on now. Talk heavy to him. See,
exactly.
man, you saying so much. I promise you, this going you saying a lot of stuff that a lot of people are afraid to say or speak about. Or a lot of people like, man, I don't know how to say it. It's a lot of cats right now that play professional basketball, football, soccer, whatever. And they battling, dealing with so much. But who can you go to? The people that you can trust turn on you. Listen, if they not in your corner, then they shouldn't be in your circle. I tell people all the time, if they not in your corner, they should be in your circle.
Listen, I've realized that, like you said, a lot of people use you
Mm-hmm.
for their convenience. A lot of people try and manipulate. A lot of people, when you're not genuine, it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
But but we have to go through it to weed out snakes in the grass.
Come on.
We got to go through it, weed out snakes in the grass, because once you cut that grass, you can't hide no more. And once everything is gone, once that grass is cut, now I see you for who you are. And
Come on.
I'm at that place. I see people for who they are. I see certain situations, and it's okay. Like,
Mm-hmm.
cool. I see you and I accept you for who you are, but doesn't mean that you gotta accept you for where you are with me. You stay over there.
Come on.
So for me, the people that I've had next to me and the people that are closest to me now been my biggest motivator. Even through
Mm-hmm.
this been one of the toughest times. First time I haven't had a job. And
Mm-hmm.
at first it was weighing on me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
man, it was adding stress, it was adding this, it was adding that, because I'm not understanding like why. But then it's like, pause, take a breath, relax. When I got baptized, bro, literally right before that, it was like that was that hamster wheel that was going.
Mm-hmm.
Like the day I went in that water and the day I seen all the love and the support that I have that was waiting for me,
Mm-hmm.
bro, I broke down in tears and it was that final release.
Man,
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to speak on my emotions. I'm not afraid to speak on all the things I went through. I went through a lot last year, and I had to prosper through a lot. But I made it happen because I had to show up for my child. I had to show up for my child because I was dealing with an unfamiliar situation. I don't talk about what I was dealing with, but
mm-hmm.
I had to show up for my daughter because I want my daughter to know at the end of the day, her daddy's gonna always be there.
Mm-hmm.
I never talk publicly about stuff that I was going through. I only talk privately.
Mm-hmm.
But my daughter is gonna know once and for all, for the rest of her whole entire life. I'm not gonna sit up here and that her daddy was never not there for her or not
Mm-hmm.
fighting for her.
Come on. Same way, man.
Never.
I'm the
And
same
that's
way.
not just and it's not and it's it's crazy to say. And people want to. I let people paint narratives.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't said nothing about a lot of things that didn't transpire. A lot of things. I went through a lot. I dealt with death. I dealt with lying. I dealt with manipulators. I dealt with narcissists. I dealt with a lot of different people who took advantage of me
Mm-hmm.
because I had such a big heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I was blind. I was hurt in a lot of ways. I was hurt in a lot of ways, and I held on to a lot of hurt, and I never fully healed. And when I tried to fully heal, guess what? More hurt got added to it.
Come on.
So I'm fighting with people that supposedly in my face trying to show me something, but all it is it's a hidden agenda. Like, but me being in that cloud of space, I'm not able to see through the great. I'm not able to see through the storm because I was too far. I was too far. I always say this. It was at one point when 2019 when I first gave my life to Christ. That's when I started to work on this journey. I knew I had to be better because I was holding on to a lot. Because I had a moment in Minnesota where I snapped my life in Minnesota, and I had a coach that literally sat with me and told me that, man, bro, have you ever thought about therapy? And our general answer as black men, I don't need no therapy. I don't need no therapy. We don't need this. Like, it's cool. Like, storm pass. Like, I'll be all right. But guess what? That storm didn't pass. I felt like the guy off of Get Out when a lady was sitting up here,
Yeah.
that little T.
Yep.
I felt like I was in a sunken place. And a lot of different things. I understand that, I harbor a lot of emotions and I hold on to a lot. My memory is one of the craziest, and all my friends and my family remember. So a lot of different things kept playing in my head about a lot of the hurt because I have such a genuine heart. It's like that why me thing just keep running in my head. That's the hamster wheel. Like, why me? But when October 6th happened and I got baptized the day before I did an interview, I'm filming a life's journey documentary on HBCUs and my life. And it clicked for me is that I went through all of these storms and I have not fallen and stayed down yet. So now
He haven't
you in
fallen.
another
He stayed
storm.
down. For those who missed it,
I'm
he said he had fallen, but haven't stayed down yet. That's a word right there, man.
I haven't
Woo!
stayed down. As many things that have hit me, as many things that literally have been there to like literally break me. A lot of people, a lot of my friends, when I tell them certain things, they're like, bro, I don't know how you push through. It's something about you that you never give up. You never have let something put you down and you stay down. And I'm not going to because there's too many people that look up to me. I've had to fight for everything. When I say everything, I mean everything from when I first started playing basketball all the way up until now to get the respect that I deserve. I've had to fight for everything and I'm going to continue to fight because guess what? That's a part of me. That's what gave me that edge. Can't nobody, I let people take that from me. I let people take that from me. And then me letting people take that from me, that was taking a piece of me.
Come on.
I regained that back. I regained that back because I did the work. I was doing the work for a long time, but I was doing this during the storms. So when the waves is going up, I'm going up with the waves. Going down, wave. I'm not at that place no more.
Man,
Them waves gonna constantly go, but I'm staying neutral through them. The
come on.
highs and the lows. I'm embracing the highs and I'm embracing the lows because the lows is where I learn and the highs is where I'm working to reach.
Come on.
So I I'm using that to my fullest example because I got people that's looking up to me. I got a lot of little people that are looking up to me. My nieces, my nephews, my dog. I got a lot of people that's looking up to me. My cousins, you know, best friends, sisters, a lot of people, my mom, my dad, a lot of people are looking up to me. And to me, to me, it's if I let go and I lose that, I let a lot of people down.
Come on.
And I can't let a lot of people down. That would in itself, because they will fuel me. And if I see that they not passionate, they're not driven, then that's gonna do something to me. And that's
Yeah.
what I've gotten back to. That no matter what hit me, or no matter how or who tries to hit me, you ain't gonna stop me.
Come on.
You ain't gonna stop me. And I'm thankful that I've gotten to this last month. This last month after I had got baptized, I had to do a full mental reset,
Okay.
a full mental reset. And I feel the best I've ever felt. And I've talked about this over years.
Mm-hmm.
I've talked about it over years. I've posted about going through this and that. Just last year I talked about you had to grow through it. You had to go through it to grow through it.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally took that step. And that step was not like the other steps that I've talked about for years. That I'm
Mm-hmm.
walking in this new season. I'm doing this. I'm doing X, Y, and Z. I actually made the commitment. And by making the commitment, what makes everything different? I feel differently.
Come on.
I I feel differently. I talk differently. I move differently. I'm doing different things. I'm building new habits. I'm building new things. And I got someone that is literally helping me do that. So I'm changing the narrative. I'm unlearning to relearn.
Mm-hmm. Come on. I
Because
learned to relearn.
I've been able to do it on my own for so long, and it's been hard for me to trust people because I've been done countless over and over and over and over and over again to where it's hard for me, like I said, to trust people. When people always say, how do you understand when people are genuine? I said, it's something, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get manipulated at times,
Mm-hmm.
but that's because my vision not clear.
Mm-hmm.
But now you got a clear vision, you able to see that grass ain't as high as it used to be. So even if it's a little bit higher, guess what? You still can see snakes moving
Mm-hmm.
through that grass.
Come
When
on.
that grass too high, you
You gotta
can't
keep
really see.
mm-hmm. You gotta keep that
Lions hunt.
cut.
Lions hunt in tall
Mm-hmm.
grass.
Mm-hmm.
Cheetahs hunt. All predators hunt in tall grass because they eat not seen. When their prey can see them,
Mm-hmm.
you get a head start on them. You on alert.
Come on.
That grass ain't high no more.
Come on.
That grass ain't high no more. So
Let me let
I'm
me
at
ask
a
you this.
place, man. Go
Let
ahead.
me ask you this. This question here, like, so let's say for instance, what would you tell people? Let's say, man, I've been knowing somebody for 12 years, like he been my partner, he like a brother. And the first time I told him no, I've been saying yes for 15, 12 years. That one time I told him no, it's up. It's a problem. I'm changing. I'm not the same anymore. What's your thoughts on that, big dog?
People that understand that I've been in that situation, but I also have watched people evolve.
Mm-hmm.
I've also watched people evolve. You know, I've also had to cut people off. I've cut off a very dear friend of mine for that. Like, was helping him for a very long time, but just couldn't get right. And I told him literally, this is the last time I'm helping you
Mm-hmm.
because you seem to follow the same pattern and you have not learned. So I'm not going to keep bailing you out when you going to keep thinking I'm your safe haven.
Come on.
And, I do that. I do a lot of that. I've had to, some tough conversations, but I also have people around me that, my mom, my pops don't play. One thing
Mhm.
about me. So a lot of times I don't even have to say nothing.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
times I don't even have to say nothing. So,
Mm-hmm.
my mom is, one of my mom's one of my best friends. My pop's one of my best friends. Like, without them, like I said, I all of this is possible because of them. They did an amazing job, and it's not just with me. I got two younger brothers that they did a phenomenal job with. I got two other siblings that I didn't grow up in the same household, but my two brothers I grew up with, my parents did an amazing job with us.
That's good.
Did an amazing job. Three young men, all
Mhm.
graduates, all got their degrees,
Ooh,
all are working towards exactly where they want to
black
be,
excellent.
and all HBCU grads.
That's what's
So
that.
you know,
Ooh.
it's an amazing that, and we didn't have to pay for college. You know, it's so many different things that they've set up here and done. Not just me, and it's because I've paved the way. I was the
Mhm.
first one, and I had a decision.
Mhm.
I had a decision, my junior year in college about taking that step to go to the pro.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was one of the best. Well, at that time, I was tied for the best in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my homie Isaiah Cannon were the best, top two. He's co MVP, um, and we had a decision. We just lost an OVC championship, and I basically had done everything that I could possibly do. And it's like, what better time to go than now? Like it's you hot
Mm-hmm.
commodity, but I just had to sit and make a decision. I just decided to come back. So
And
man, it's
let's speak on career and legacy. I want to ask you this question, big dog. What's been one of the proudest moment in your career, and what's been like the most humbling in your career? Like the proudest moment, most humbling.
the proudest moment. The proudest moment would be when I realized how impactful I was to the game of basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when I was coming out, the NBA was shifting. The
Go to
the
2013,
Ram
right? Yeah.
2013, and when I was coming out, the league was shifting. That's when the league was shifting towards 3-and-D.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was coming out, everybody told me I don't have a real position. A lot of the analysts and a lot of the
Yeah.
execs and a lot of the people that really ain't never played basketball basically said I didn't have a position and he's a tweener and he won't be able to thrive. He's too small. He's too this. He's too that. I heard it all, and now 11 years later, I'm still doing it,
Mm-hmm.
prepping for my 12th year because I know the call is coming.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if it doesn't, I'm okay with that
Mm-hmm.
because I've gotten to that place is that I'm going to take full advantage because I still have a lot of things moving for me. So whatever God has for me will be for me. And when that timing comes, I'm not stressing about it. I'm not doing anything of that nature. So the proudest moment for me was when I realized how impactful I was to the game of basketball and how impactful I was statistically to teams
Mm-hmm.
and what my presence brought. Because everybody say I can shoot threes, I can
Mm-hmm.
guard, but my impact on the game in itself, I do things that don't show up on the stat sheet.
Come on. Come on.
So I've always been that guy that you can put me anywhere, I can succeed and I can
Mm-hmm.
thrive. So I think one of my proudest moments would be that, and then like a moment that actually hit was in 2014-15 season, that my first year in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
How impactful that year was. And my coach came to me and was basically said to me, "Son, I know you can shoot the piss off the ball, but you got to be able to guard somebody.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you're gonna make more money. That's how you're gonna be effective in this game." And he was right. So my coach, Lloyd Pierce, my player development coach, he worked for me for 3 years and brought me to the player that I am today. He was the starting point. He helped unleash something that was always there. It just needed a little bit of tuning to come out.
Mm-hmm.
And
Come on.
so that was that was the most impactful. Right now, this is the most humbling
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not where I want to be, but at the same time, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Supposed to be. Whew. Come on.
That's something that I had to realize, and that's part of that journey of me releasing and me fully submitting.
Mm-hmm.
Things had to go past me because it was stuff that literally was I'm trying to keep up with. I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
prove in X, Y, and Z. Yeah, I'm not trying to sit up here and prove nothing to nobody. I
Mm-hmm.
know that it speaks in the work. I know what I'm capable of. I know what I've been doing. And if people don't see it, then that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine because that's not the right opportunity for me. And that's not just with basketball. That's just in general, that's in life. If people can't see what's in front of them and they fight it and they create whatever situation or narrative they want to create, cool, let them.
Come on.
Because the outcome he already got.
Hmm. Come on.
He already got. He already see what we don't see.
Hmm.
We just present. But he know the destination. He know the end goal.
Facts.
So that's something that I've been that like, has been the most effective and the most touching, and then it's also most humbling for me.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, it's the most humbling in the best way possible because I'm doing it at the purest form. Everybody says, "Man, ever since you got baptized, it's something different about you.
Mm. Come on.
It's something different about you. You walking around here, it's a little bit more aura about you that was brighter than
Mhm.
the last time, and it was bright before." But you had so many things that was messing with your mental and da da da. Like,
Yeah.
not no more. Like what happened?
Mm-hmm.
I released.
Mm-hmm.
I no longer try to dictate certain things. I no longer try to sit up here and allow myself to be stressed out. I just released. I let go. And I'm not fighting.
Come on.
Whatever happens is gonna happen. I remove, look,
And
wipe my
let me tell
hands
you
with
something.
trying to control it.
And that's why I made a video, and it helped a lot of people. When I say, "Hey, you keep losing because you keep fighting the wrong fight, big dog. Control what you can, forget what you can't." You know, like I could control, losing my father to cancer. Let me speak on this. Let me speak on this as well. Like 2 years, 2023, man, my first tour in Houston, that talk tour.
Mhm.
My dad lived in H. He lived in Katy. I haven't seen my pop since college in 2009, man, and I'm named after him. I'm George White Jr. So
Mhm.
we left early that morning from the D, Dallas, Texas, to Houston, going to my tour. Me and my manager at the time. Uh, later that day, we got to the hotel. I got a text message from my uncle. His name is George as well. That's how they do it down here in Texas. It's crazy, but
Oh, look, you ain't gotta tell me. I'm a third, bro.
you the
And
third.
nobody
See,
know and nobody know, and I don't go by the third. Like,
yeah.
and it's so ironic that so the rest of my family, like before we go get back, the rest of my family last name is my middle name.
Mm.
My
So,
mom, my dad, my brothers, their
mhm.
last name, which is Bryant, is my middle name
Oh, that's unique, there,
before
man.
he even came in that picture.
Mhm. So
So
I thought it was just, man. Why, man? I like, man. How, we all, well, me and my dad got the same middle name. My uncle middle name is different, but we all got the same first name. And, and my grandpa
mhm.
as well. So, but
Yeah.
when I got to Houston, man, I got a text message that my father in the hospital right now was stage 4 cancer. I'm like, man, what's going on? I got to speak tomorrow. So much going through my head. Like he died. I got
Mhm.
to speak tomorrow. I haven't seen this man. Our relationship wasn't that good. I haven't seen him since 2009. So I got to the hospital, man. Just seeing him laying on his deathbed, I'm just a lot of things going through my mind. Like, man, why couldn't you just, just release, man? Why couldn't you just surrender? You fought the wrong fight. So it kind of like it changed my perspective about a lot of things, big dog. And
Mhm.
I don't fault the next man. I don't blame the next man. I just want
No,
to set an example.
no, and that's that's in anything. And I attest you for that. Like, I had to understand that you can't force people to change.
Mm-mm.
No matter if it's smack dab in right there in front of you,
Mm-hmm.
you can't force people to change.
Facts.
That's why I just had said that you got to accept people for who they are, and they ain't gonna see what you see,
Mm-mm.
and that's
Never.
okay. But the people that are supposed to be in that journey with you, they'll see.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I've gotten to that point to realize it's so much love around me. It's so many people that want better for me and see better for me and do better for me that I had to release a lot of things that was holding that burden that was being held.
Mm-hmm.
So when I released that burden and once I released that energy,
Mm-hmm.
man, it was completely different. Completely different. So I got to that place what I just submitted and I just released, and I'm no longer fighting what is not meant for me. Because what's
Come on.
meant for me, guess what? It's gonna be right there in front of me when it's ready.
Facts.
And
Let me ask
I'm present every day and could realize this go back to something that one of my coaches said.
you.
Good days add up.
Come on. Good days.
Before
Add up.
the
Come on.
good
I like that.
before my days wasn't adding up. It was too many stretches in between that I was feeling ways. I got sick last year a lot. I had a lot of different things going on outside of the court. Like, my health wasn't the best.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people sit up here and didn't handle me the proper way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, But that's all life's lesson. And guess what? Now that I'm in this space, I'm able to see the joy and the light through it all because at that time, I allowed it to have that hold on me. I allowed
Mm-hmm.
situations to have that hold on me.
Come on.
Once I released, and I keep saying it, I had to release. And it's people that, it's close to me.
Mm-hmm.
I had to release for them,
Mm-hmm.
not just for myself. Because people are here trying to help me, and I'm still holding on to baggage that I don't even need. That ain't even supposed to be there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just because of you ain't fully let go. You still any little thing can knock you off your bandwagon.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to that place, man, where I ain't let nothing hold me back no more.
Got to.
Me not playing right now. Guess what? I get to spend time with my child. I get to
Mm-hmm.
spend time with my daughter.
Facts. Facts. Let me ask
Spend time with my family. Spend time with my friends. Spend time with my girl. Like a lot of different
you.
things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm able to just sit down because it's hard to sit down.
Yeah.
It's hard to sit down.
Let me ask you this question, big dog. Let's go into fun talk, a hypothetical question. In your
Mm-hmm.
11 years of playing in the NBA, who was the toughest opponent that you had to guard?
Kyrie Irving.
Man,
I ain't gotta say.
that was a
We
long
ain't
night.
gotta say. We ain't gotta say nothing. This Kyrie Irving.
So let me ask you this. It's different from looking on TV and actually being in person guarding him. How did it feel like a long night? And if does it feel like he just don't get tired?
He plays at his own pace.
Mm-hmm.
He's a 3-level finisher.
Mm-hmm.
Shifty, crafty. If you stop him, he has a counter for that counter.
Mm-hmm.
And if you stop that one, he got a counter for that counter for that counter.
Dang.
It's like that constant person that you just keep on. Come on, man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
when you gonna slow down?
Mm-hmm.
When you gonna sit there praying you gonna slow down in the game?
Mm-hmm.
You keep hitting me with a different crossover, different has he high. You bite at that, going boom. Now he crafty. He crafty.
Like,
That's one. That's one of the hardest. I'm trying to think of who else was. Kobe was one of my hardest, and I
I'm
only
waiting on
played him
that.
once.
I'm waiting
I
on
only
that.
played against him once in my career. I only got a chance to play against him once. Um,
He talking to you when you guarding. I know he
I
talking
talked
to
to him. I talked to him. I talked to him that game, and I thought it was on. It was on the. It was on the world tour.
you.
It
Mm-hmm.
was right when it got announced.
Mm-hmm.
Game sold out crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, the first game, the first quarter, the way that the game was being played, I thought Kobe was going for his career high.
Mm-hmm.
He hit his first 5 buckets on me. And I
Dang.
thought it was gonna be a long night. I said, and I did everything power.
Mm-hmm.
Got over the screen, boom, hit me with a crossover. Come here.
Mm-hmm. Can't do nothing with
Cash.
him.
But the thing is, I went back at it on the other side. I had 25 and I think 11 that game.
Woo. You didn't forget that, huh?
So so I'm at the end of the game, and we won.
Yeah.
Fortunate enough, we won. But and the words that Kobe shared with me was something that forever stick with me.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Man, your journey is your journey has been one for the ages, and keep
Mhm.
pushing. Like, I'm proud of you.
That's why, like me personally, man, I like I'm a LeBron James fan, but that Mamba mentality, like that dog, I speak about having that dog. LeBron got that dog too, just different. Like Kyrie got that dog. There's a lot of people in the league, right?
Everybody got a different. All the superstars got a different dog.
Yep, yep. What
You know,
about? Let me ask you this
superstars
here.
want different.
I know you play against LeBron. I know he had to be tough.
Mhm.
I know he had to be tough.
Of course,
His IQ
of
different.
course, very much different. And Shump said something on a podcast a
Hmm.
while back about him dissecting the game.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's really be like that on the court. It really be like that on the court, and it's crazy to hear it. But people don't understand the preparation that goes into games.
Hmm.
We play somebody the day before. I'm watching highlights. I'm on Synergy. I do X, Y, Z. I don't do it as often as I did back then because I had to really study.
Hmm.
Now I watch the games. I watch the tendency, so I don't have to watch as much film. I watch more basketball now.
Hmm.
So I'm still studying the game, but I'm studying it in live action
Hmm.
so I can get a different feel for it.
Hmm.
So, I still right before games, watch film, day of, watch film, but I watch more basketball now.
Hmm.
I watch more basketball, like more live action. Before I didn't really watch as much. I watch certain games, but man, you catch me while I'm watching a Charlotte Detroit game
Hmm.
or Houston San Antonio game, like because these are the next upcoming.
Exactly. Exactly.
These are the next upcoming of young superstars, and I plan on playing another 4 or 5 years, so
You see, you
I
got
still got to sit up here and learn these
yeah,
boys
yeah.
because the other wave they getting ready to prepare for their exit because they've been doing it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And me, I'm planning on getting 15 years, and that's like I'm working on. That's my goal
Mm-hmm.
is to get to 15 years and on.
Mm-hmm.
So I've learned to be more of a fan of the game. I've been a fan, but to the level now, it's like the game is faster,
Mm-hmm.
and you got to keep up.
Mm-hmm.
That's the part that's different. Is you got to keep up with the game, and um, like I said, I just watch more games, and I watch more. So I can see more.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, seeing it more in live action give you a better feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in film, but I'm watching like rotations
Yeah.
of the other people. I'm thinking from a defender standpoint of not just on ball but off ball.
Off ball.
So
Yeah.
I'm dissecting the game in a lot of different
Mm-hmm.
ways.
Who
So
who your? Let me ask you this here. From the players in the league right now, who your top five in the league right now?
I will have to say top five, no specific order.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Steph, Luca, um, Joker,
Mm-hmm.
Giannis.
That's four.
Who can I put in that fifth? Who
Tough.
can I put in that fifth?
It's tough.
Well, you gotta put Bron in there.
LeBron.
You gotta put Bron.
Okay.
You gotta put
Hey,
Bron in there
I was getting
because
nervous.
he all time. So can't be disrespectful in
In
that matter.
21 years, he's still doing it. But to be honest with you, you couldn't go wrong. A lot of people would say Ant Shea. Um, um, some people would say not Jalen Brown, but my mind went blank. Um, Jason Tatum. Some people would say, no, you really can't go wrong like this. Like me personally,
Can't go wrong. You
no,
can't go wrong. But I've been in the league too long.
yeah,
I can't give it to them
mm,
just yet. Like they still doing this at a high clip.
exactly.
Luca is up there because look what Luca just did over the last 2 years.
He is different.
Not even the last 2 years, really. Since he's been in Dallas,
Mm-hmm.
6'7", two something,
Play his own
handle can
pace.
shoot like at his own pace. It's hard, so you cannot not put him in that category. Now, them other guys, they right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's neck and neck.
Mm-hmm.
Like the year that JT had, the year that Jaylen Brown had, the
Mm-hmm.
year that Ant-Man had, Shea had.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. But them guys has been doing it so long that they still top 5. Now last year in itself, them guys took a lot of them, took some of them spots. Like Ant was for sure
Mm-hmm.
top 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ant was for sure top 2. JT was top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but it's just them guys with that longevity. Like they right there.
Mm-hmm.
6 through 10,
Yeah, it's tough. So let me ask you
top
this:
10
Bill, all time, Bill, your starting 5. Your starting 5 all time.
all time. I gotta go Steph, even though I'm a huge AI fan.
Okay.
Gotta go Steph. At 2. And I gotta do positions.
It's your
Do I
starting
gotta
5. You can do how you want.
I'm
Don't.
saying is so position wise, I'm just gonna stick in the positions.
Okay.
Shooting guard, Mike. Small forward, LeBron. But Scottie Pippen is
Mm-hmm.
Scottie Pippen my favorite player of all time.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I need a person that's me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the dirty player that's gonna do
Mm-hmm.
X, Y, and Z. 4, gotta go Tim Duncan.
I knew you were gonna say 10. Okay.
Gotta go Tim Duncan. He's Mr. Fundamental.
Mm-hmm.
And 5 is the hardest position, but between Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, and Shaq, I gotta go Shaq.
Me
The
too.
most dominant. Gotta go Shaq.
Go
Like
shot.
Hakeem is, you got Patrick Ewing, you got a lot of great centers, but Shaq was just, you couldn't do nothing with him.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Like you just couldn't do nothing with him. Like so that would be my top 5.
I'm gonna hit you with this here. I gotta hit you with this question.
Mm-hmm.
Who your GOAT?
Of course, Michael Jordan.
Okay. So give me your.
Yeah,
So who your
I
top 5
can't
all
even.
time then?
Top 5 all time. Magic.
Go in order for me.
Oh, I don't know if I give you order of all time. Mike is first.
Okay.
Mike for sure is first. Kobe.
Was Kobe what?
I put Kobe too. Just because that's who I saw.
Okay. Okay.
Just because that's who I saw. Like there's a lot of people that resumes is literally above, but just from based off people that I saw. You can put Bron up there. You can put Steph up there. And Shaq.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Are you willing?
AI.
Are you willing to put Kevin Durant in the top 7 of all time?
All time.
At least top 10.
Yes, for sure top 10.
Because a lot of
For
people,
sure top 10.
like,
For sure
I'm gonna
top
be
10.
honest with you. Between Kevin Durant and Kobe Bryant, people be sleeping on them. Like, Kobe is in my. Like, I grew up. I played basketball, football, track. I'm a basketball head, man. Like Kobe, yes, Kobe is. If Kobe is not your top 10, I don't want to talk. If Kobe is not your top 7, I don't want to talk. Shaq,
No.
Shaq gotta be at least top 5.
Yes, it's hands down.
It's nobody.
Hands down.
Nobody can stop him. Nobody was as dominant. And when people say, he didn't like to work out and do all this in the third. This man had natural strength, natural talent. He have a dog in him that you can't stop. So Shaq is my top 5. I'm a LeBron James fan. You can't go wrong with 1 and 2. LeBron could be 1. Jordan could be 1. Kobe. Kobe too.
They for a lot of people they're interchangeable. For
Yeah.
a lot of people, those 3 is interchangeable at the GOAT position.
I would talk to my cousin last weekend. Went to see my grandparents, and he was like, the reason why Jordan was a modern player in the past, he was a today player that was back then. That's why they were looking at, oh man, he could do this and this. If you put LeBron, if you put LeBron in Jordan shoes back then, it'd been crazy. They've been doing this here. Like, dang, it's more talented people in the league now. So
Yes.
everybody fast, they tall. Like Russell Westbrook would have been crazy back then.
Listen, wouldn't nobody be able to keep up with Russ back
No.
then? Nobody.
Tyler Hero would
Nobody.
have been a dog back then.
Yeah, and it's just like people say like with the whole GOAT debate, like so I think it was Norris Cole,
Mm-hmm.
not Norris Cole, Mario Chalmers, I think,
Yeah, he's on that.
about
Yeah.
basically about saying that um people fear Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Like they haven't seen nobody been feared like how Mike was feared.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that in itself like plays a part in like that singles it out. Like they said Kobe was the number two.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and like I said, I wasn't a fan of Kobe
Mm-hmm.
initially because I was like he got that ego, but then when I saw like the work ethic and everything that he put into it, it's like, all right, now I see why he was, because he held himself to a certain
And,
standard
yep.
and he held everybody else around him to a
Mm-hmm.
certain standard. And it's the same exact thing that Mike did.
Yeah. What did
It's the
Kobe?
same exact thing.
What did Kobe tell Dwight Howard? Who was that? Dang.
Yeah.
I
It was,
think he said something to somebody on his team. It wasn't Dwight Howard. Matter of fact, somebody, he was like, man, y'all showed up to practice late. You left early. Y'all ain't getting this ball today. I forgot somebody in the
yeah,
podcast.
it was in I forgot who it was. It was one of the younger guys in one of his younger teams.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, man, like I can't lie to you, big dog. Like, and reason why Kobe's in my top 5. I know people say he just a 2.0 over Jordan. Okay, that's cool, but like
Still.
you can't find another. We found another Jordan through Kobe. I don't think you can find another Kobe. Like that mentality. Like, well, and I'm gonna say this here. A lot of people underestimate Kyrie Irving. Like he,
He's just not as vocal.
no, he
It's not as loud
mm,
as how Kobe was.
come
Like
on.
that Mike Breen, that bang,
Mm-hmm,
that hit,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
that hit heavy. And back then it was just like it was so much with that. But now it's like everybody is so gifted
mm-hmm,
that a lot of people stand out.
mm-hmm,
A lot of people back then they was far ahead of their time.
mm-hmm.
They was
Exactly.
far ahead of their time, and people had to catch up. And now that the game has changed, people have caught up. So it's so many different versions of people that study the game, and they got the pieces to
Mm-hmm,
go behind. Like I watched a ton of film on Scottie Pippen, like just how he
mm-hmm.
impacted the game.
I love Scotty.
Like like that's just how it is.
Mm-hmm,
Like I wanted to be the most effective, and how can I do that was I ain't gonna be the player that I was in college.
mm-hmm,
I ain't gonna be the player that I was in my rookie year in the G League. Like people don't know I was a scorer.
mm-hmm. You won
Like I
Rookie
was
of
a
the Year
scorer.
too in G League, did you?
Yeah, I was rookie of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was all-star MVP,
Yep, I showed it.
was top 5. I was top 3 and top 5 in the majority of every category.
Mm-hmm,
So I had an all-around game. Even one of my college coaches, not college coaches, my high school coaches, been saying it all through high school that he wanted me to shoot more,
mm-hmm,
but I was never selfish. I was never selfish in that manner. Like I wanted, in order for us to win, like we all have to sit up here and contribute. But he wanted me to shoot more, and it's like that caused gripes.
mm-hmm,
And I'm not that type of player. I'm not a selfish player. Like I want to get everybody involved because guess what? If you feeling good, guess what? You gonna do something that's going to affect him, which is gonna affect him, which is gonna affect him. It's a trickling effect.
facts.
And if I start the way and I'm enthused, that's why when you watch me play, bro, I play with passion and I'm enthusiastic and I'm motivating everybody.
Bro, I see that. Like, bro, like I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was playing 2K, I had, cause you had that split yak, man. You in that corner, like, but and also watching in real life, bro. You have good morale. You have a good aura about you. Like, you'll never see people say, "Oh man, he not a team player." This and the third. Like, bro, you played your position well, and like people understand it's a blessing to have an opportunity that people pray for to get to the league. He like it's only what 15 man on the roster versus football. You got
400,
53.
it's 450 of them.
Dang.
and it's more now because they've opened up with the two-way
Oh,
players.
that's right. Yep.
Um, but in football, it's over 1,600.
Come on.
We got 53 players, 32 teams. That's almost 1,700 players,
Mm-hmm.
and 1,696 to be exact.
Mm-hmm. That's
So it's like, nah, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So, um, but that is why this game is so much like people gotta understand. You play your part.
mm-hmm.
You do your job, like, because it can be gone at any moment,
Exactly.
and the things that transpired with me last year, like, people don't know. People really don't know
Mm-hmm.
about all the stuff that went down. And I kept quiet
Mm-hmm.
about a lot of stuff
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know sympathy. Guess what? It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out the right way.
I'm gonna tell you a message that The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, he had sent me a voice message maybe a year ago, and he was like talking about quiet professionally. Like a lot of people so eager to say, man, point finger, say this what's going on, this and third, or especially when it can affect your profession. So when he's like, big dog, thank you for the video, man. You must really felt my energy this morning. I needed this, big dog. I like what you do. You're the same like me. We quiet professionally, and like it's a lot of stuff people don't know. It's another topic. I put it like this here. I left a lot of money on the table because my integrity,
Yeah.
man of God.
It's
What I'm
yeah.
saying? So I can't lose, and I got a wife, I got 3 kids, so I can't put certain
Listen,
things on the
how
table.
does it work? It you right where you supposed to be, and I'm the same exact way. Everything that wasn't for me left me,
Mm-hmm.
and it left my temple.
Mm-hmm.
I held on to a lot, of different emotions and different things I was going on because, like I said, that's because of me seeing good in others and me confiding in others and
Mm-hmm.
trusting others and use and backfired and use it against me when this is we humans at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
We humans at the end of the day, and we all go through stuff. And I show compassion where compassion deserved,
Sir,
and I also show up as me,
mm-hmm.
and I'm not going to be anything less. Like, I'm very vocal. I'm very outspoken. I want to win. I'm passionate, and when I'm passionate about something,
Mm-hmm.
I'm passionate, no
Mm-hmm.
matter what. And I want people to sit up here and be in on that
Mm-hmm.
because that's how I value myself. That's how I carry myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I got sidetracked in a lot of ways where that passion and that drive was being fiddled with.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a lot of things that came clear.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things that came clear. I didn't understand it at the time. And I just was like, man, what's going on? But then it goes back to that, why me?
Mm-hmm.
It goes from that victim to now it's the victor mentality. Why me? What you teaching me?
Mm-hmm.
What you showing me now? What you bring into my life? Cool. I see that now because guess what? I done submitted.
Come on,
I feel that.
come on,
I embrace it. And just because it happened, it don't make it right, but it's okay.
come on.
Because guess what? What's done in the dark will come to light.
Facts. Yeah,
And it always does. When you go through that storm, guess what? That storm don't last forever.
they don't. They don't. Big dog, I can see
It
you.
don't.
I can see you start. I can see you start your podcast, man. I'm sitting here listening to you, man. Uh, I can see you being a voice for the voiceless. For those who've been in your position, in the league. For those who not, like, bro, you came from Tennessee State, bro. You came from the Shy. You know, uh, dude named Kiefer Sykes. Kiefer Sykes
Yep.
plays, yeah. He from the Shy, man. His testimony was strong. I interviewed him too. Like, big dog, you won at life. It's nothing.
Yeah.
And it's a more humble way, not in an arrogant way. When I say you won
Yeah.
at life, it's nothing nobody can tell you about yourself that you already don't know. It's nothing nobody can do can affect you. So only people who try to affect you is those.
It's people that's not meant for me.
There you go.
Not meant for me. And that's what literally the like course of the last few years since COVID really like not COVID since 2019 when I first began this journey. God been hitting me God been hitting me because I ain't learned the lesson. But it also wasn't the time for me to learn the lesson. I wasn't ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, now he put me in that place where I'm ready to really walk into everything that is really meant for me.
Come on.
And everybody see me. The day before I got baptized, I met with my pastor and I had to sit down with him. The day before, I had to sit down with him and we had a talk about what the sermon was going to be. It was the week prior. I'm sorry. It was the week prior. And I told him that I thought about doing it. And the sermon was a package is ready to knock at your door.
Mm.
I'm gonna tell you the exact words of it,
I'll write
the
that down.
exact sermon.
Package. That's your door. Package.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what it was. You've got a package at the door,
Yeah. Package.
and literally, we sat and had a full conversation with each other for about a couple hours, and was just telling me, I'm like, I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know we've been talking about this for 5 years. Like, you said when I'm ready, you will open your arms for me whenever I'm ready. When I'm ready. Not when you think, because I can't dictate when, you know. And he said, I've been praying for you every day since. He
Mm.
said, because of who you are and how you carry yourself and how you literally you deserve everything that you walking into. And so that was the calling. And I went and I listened to church that day, and when I tell you mine was blown, and
Mm-hmm.
even the day I got baptized, the message in itself was everything that I literally had been holding on to. And he looked me dead in my eyes and told me, it's time to let it go.
Obedience is greater than sacrifice. He teach that's obedience. He tell like, man, it's time. Time to be obedient
It's
unto the.
time to let it go
Mm-hmm.
and let it all go.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, wow.
So at the end of it, I basically, that was the turning point for me. And that was the turning point. And then in that midst of that turning point, I began unraveling and unpacking.
Mm-hmm.
Like I began unpacking
Come on.
because I've been dealing with a lot for years.
Mm-hmm.
I still hold on to death, still hold on to situations that didn't work out in my favor, but they actually realizing that they worked out in my favor.
Mm-hmm.
They wasn't gonna do nothing but set me back
Come on.
and wasn't gonna allow me to be in the position that I am today
Mm-hmm.
with the people that I am around. This wasn't clear because of the things that had a hold on me. Ain't nothing got a hold on me no more.
You're different now. You a new
It's
season.
different. I move different. I
Yeah.
feel different.
Mm-hmm.
I embrace different. I love
Embrace.
different
Come on.
because I let it go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the main basis is. I let it go. And that day in that message, I'm crying through church. And we as black men, we not taught to sit up here and show our emotions. We taught to suck it up, hold it. Nah.
Don't be soft.
The strongest part is actually embracing the fact that it's actually okay to cry because that's
Mm-hmm.
allowing you to release to receive.
Mm-hmm. To receive.
Because the more you hold up, I get this analogy all the time, and I use this because this was one of the breaking points that I had in 2019. I give this an analogy of it's like when you hold so much in and when you don't release and you don't allow stuff to sit up here and be removed from your temple, it's like putting a boiling pot on a stove and turning the eye up and putting the lid on it. That steam gonna sit up here and it's gonna boil. It's gonna boil to the point where it's gonna create bubbles. And them bubbles is gonna start to creep on the side. And that top is gonna do like this. And once them bubbles start to creep out on the side, that's when the top get to
Come on.
moving even more. To the point where it just creeps seeping down and then it hits that fire. And guess what? Boom.
Boom. Yep. Everything explode. Yeah, facts. Facts.
That's that emotional block.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's
And
what God.
it got to a point where, like I said, I had to find help.
Mm-hmm.
I had to find help because the situations around me wasn't helping. The people around me wasn't helping. So I had to find another outlet because where I was at, like I said, that sunken place is a dark place.
And that dark place hard to come out sometimes.
That
Man,
hard,
I would just speak on that the other day, man. That sunken place, that dark place. See, we're a creature of habit. So
hard to come
anything
out.
you do for a period of time become your nature. It become a part of your identity. And don't let you be in
It's
a dark
hard.
place and also be around dark people. Oof. Woo! You be around you
That
in a
part right
sunken
there.
place, that dark place, you around
That
too much
part right
negative
there.
energy, it suck everything out of you. You're a dying soul
Listen,
just living.
listen. When you got people around you that is leeches,
Mm-hmm.
around you that's vampires, people that's trying to keep you from being your authentic self.
Facts.
Listen, and like I said, with all the stuff that I found out over the last course of years, like I said, I never speak on it.
Mm-hmm.
I never speak on it. I speak privately in situations that I have to, but the only person that I really got to answer to will be my daughter,
Mm-hmm.
because
Facts.
my daughter is going to see me during this journey now to understand what it took me to get here,
Mm-hmm.
and it's only going to happen when she's ready.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never going to sit up here and force this on her. I'm never going to sit, and I had to sit up here and learn a lot of different things, and I had to learn to let people be who they are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You can't
I'm
change.
never going to sit up here.
Mm-mm. You can't
I'm
change.
never going to sit up here and change. I'm never going to sit up here and do any of that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I just can't. I can't let nobody sit up here and take me out of that realm of who I am. And that's
Facts.
not just that. It's work. It's anybody that runs into you can be a negative effect. I just look and smile at people. And I
Mm-hmm.
just say, you do what you do. That's not gonna affect who I am now. Because it used to sit up here and bother me, like some stuff didn't make sense to me. It's like, but not everybody has the genuineness as you, and you can't portray yourself onto other people.
Can't
You
put
can display yourself to other people, but you can't portray yourself to other people
and you can't and don't project your pain on other people.
and
Don't project
project it.
your pain or energy on other people.
Nah, and
And
you ain't got to receive it either.
nope.
When you got
Come
that
on.
shield, when you got that shield up against you,
Yeah.
in front of you,
Mm-hmm.
no weapon formed against you shall prosper.
Man, facts. Amen. Um, Big dog. First and foremost, I want to say thank you for coming to this show, man. You dropped so many gems as you talking, man. I'm processing, downloading everything you say. That's one thing about me, man. I learn from everybody, and I want to say thank you for being 100% authentic on the George White the Speaker show, man. I know the things you spoke about, the topic we spoke about, it gonna change a lot of people's life. Those who in the profession you are in, and people who just live in regular life, man. And also, I want to say thank you for being a voice for so many, expressing yourself and showing these people how to overcome adversity, how to overcome opposition, how to have mental capacity, so you can have mental agility. So, thank you for coming to this show, big dog. We appreciate you. Much love, my brother.
Look, I'm a praise you as well, man, because you said something that for having me on this show, but also saying that when I should have one of my own, like for being that voice. I'm already in the process of working my own podcast. It's called Learns to Failure. So, and it talks about the ups and the downs, the struggles, the things that we go through, because that's something that, like I said, I do want to give a voice to the voiceless. Like, and I'm not afraid to speak on a lot of different things. I'm not afraid to. I'm not afraid to sit up here and be authentic because at the end of the day, there's a lot of blessings on the way.
Come on.
And the blessings don't have to be financially. Blessings is how many people can I touch? And everybody know I'm big on community. Everybody know I'm big on giving back.
Mhm.
That's my whole purpose. Because I know that my purpose is how many lives can I touch?
Mhm.
How many people can I motivate? How many people can I embrace? Because my journey in itself, I'm not supposed to be here. Let them tell it.
Mhm. Come on.
But everybody else that believes in me, that believed in me, that still believes in me, know I work for this.
Mhm. And you deserve this. This that
And I
deserving
deserve it
season. Why?
because
Yeah, I like that.
And that same with you. You put yourself in position. I give you your praise and I give you flowers because this is something that you took. You probably didn't know exactly what was going to be that journey for you or whatnot, but you believed.
Mhm.
You had that faith. You put that work in. You got that dog in you, like you said, because
Talk.
you doing what you need to do because you found who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You found who you are, and I applaud you on that, man. I appreciate you for having me, dog.
No problem, man. My favorite saying is, once you learn to live on purpose, that's when you start living your purpose. I started living my purpose, big dog. I left my job September 2021. September 16, 2021. Make over six figures. I have no degree, but I got a PhD in believing in God. I have a PhD in common sense. The week later after I left my job, my grandma passed away on my birthday, September 23rd. And like I say, we're gonna face trials and error. We're gonna face the opposition. We're gonna face adversity. But it's not what happening to you, it's what happening for you. Who are you when nobody's watching? Like, thing is, everybody good when things going your way, but who are you when nobody's watching? Who are you when the odds are stacked against you? So when the odds start stacking against me, I learned to break even because I already beat the odds way before I got the job, way before my grandma passed away, because I broke cycles. I broke generational curses, so I already beat the odds. So when I go through adversity and face opposition, I'm like, "What else, guy? I'm ready. I'm ready for it." That's
Yep.
that dog in me. I
Yep.
have a, I have a wife. I have three kids who look up to me. They know Daddy built different. Daddy don't want to talk about it. He lived this here. So yes, sir. I
Same
appreciate you.
here. Like I said, I'm in that same threshold, bro. It's like I'm thankful for what I've been through.
Mm-hmm.
Cause
Mm-hmm.
guess what? If I didn't go through it, I wouldn't be able to be here right now.
Exactly.
I wouldn't change nothing about it. And everybody asks me all the time, "Would you change something different?" Nah, because then that's gonna take away from something that I learned, and everything that I learned, it put me in the position that I am right now.
Facts. Facts, big dog. Once again, man, thank you. Y'all are tuned in to the George White the Speaker Show. Like I always say, it's big dog season, it's pressure season. We had a big dog on the
Big
show,
dog.
Robert Covington. He dropped them gems, y'all. So be sure to subscribe, ring that bell, share this video, share the podcast with everybody. And once again, we see you next time. Turn them up, George. Big dog. Yeah, that's right.
Appreciate you.